take this reading from the first letter of Paul to the Corinthians.
Go ahead, Father.
As a body is one, though it has many parts, and all the parts of the body, though many, are one body, so also Christ. For in one Spirit we were all baptized into the one body, whether Jews or Greeks, slaves or free, and we were all given to drink of the one Spirit.
Yes.
Now the body is not a single part. If a foot should say, because I am not a hand, I do not belong to the body, it does not for this reason belong any less to the body.
Yes.
Or if an ear should say, because I am not an eye, I do not belong to the body, it does not for this reason belong any less to the body. If the whole body were an eye, where would the hearing be?
Go ahead.
If the whole body was hearing,
go ahead, Father.
Where would the sense of smell be?
That's right.
But as it is, God placed the parts, each one of them, in the body as He intended.
Right.
If they were all one part, where would the body be?
Go ahead, brother.
But as it is, there are many parts, yet one body. If the eye cannot say to the hand, I do not need you, nor again the head to the feet, I do not need you. Instead, the parts of the body that seem to be weaker are all the more necessary.
Go ahead.
And those parts of the body that we consider less honorable, we surround with greater honor. And our less presentable parts are treated with even greater propriety, whereas our more presentable parts do not need this. But God has so constructed the body as to give greater honor to a part that is without it, and so that there may be no division in the body, but that the parts may have the same concern for one another. If one part suffers, all the parts suffer. If one part is honored, all the parts are honored. The word of the Lord.
Go ahead, Father.
You've seen some men come into this room like myself who are dressed in what we call the Franciscan habit. We are followers of Jesus Christ, using St. Francis of Assisi as our model.
Right.
And Francis of Assisi received a call from God saying, rebuild my church. And at first Francis didn't understand. He just started to get stones and cement and start rebuilding the physical church of a church called St. Damiano's in Italy, near Assisi.
Go ahead, Father.
All of a sudden, Bernardo Quintavalli shows up. Who can I join you? Fine. Maceo shows up. Can I join you? Pacificus shows up. Can I join you?
Go ahead, Father.
So Francis finally figured out it's not the physical church. It's the people of God I'm called to build up. And that's what we're all called to build up.
Go ahead, Father.
So in Francis's lifetime, it was the time of the Crusades, those bloody battles where Jesus walked the earth. Francis took it upon himself to go and visit the Sultan in order to put an end to the bloodshed.
Right.
So I feel that we friars, because of that event, have a special relationship with our Muslim brothers.
Right, that's good.
So I can't say to the Muslim, I don't need you.
Right.
I can't say to anybody, I don't need you. Remember what Jesus said, judge not, and you will not be judged.
Right, beautiful.
And I belittle myself when I say, I don't need you, or you, or you, or you.
Go ahead, Father Tyson.
And that's what too many people do today. We talk about unity. I often comment that when we walk the streets of the city, Did you ever see so many churches in your life?
Go ahead,
There
Father.
are hundreds of churches around here.
Go ahead,
Every
Father.
time we walk a neighborhood, there's a church, there's a church. You know, what if we all got together?
Go ahead, Father.
You know, we have to get together. I know for myself, I try to reach out and invite some churches around where St. Paul's is. I don't even get the call returned. And when I go up and see if I can talk to somebody, the gates are closed.
Go ahead, Father. Go ahead.
You know, that's something that we got to overcome.
Great.
Another example, now this was in 1961. I know this happened in 1961 because I was doing what we call my novitiate year. That is the year before I actually took temporary vows of poverty, chastity, and obedience. And in that particular year, I read a book by Perez about the life of St. Paul.
Great, great.
So I remember one phrase from that book. He put it this way: the Catholic Church came forth from the womb of the synagogue. So I can't say to the Jew, I don't need you.
Right,
Okay.
So the Jews are my ancestors.
right.
To say I don't need the Jews is to belittle my ancestors.
Go ahead, go ahead.
Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, Joseph, Moses, Isaiah, Daniel,
Right.
the Maccabees. They're the ones that started all this, and therefore I believe. So I can't say to them, I don't need you,
Great,
because I can't judge them, and they're my brothers and sisters.
great.
Who am I to judge the Protestant churches? They believe in Jesus Christ. They believe many of the things that I believe in.
Great.
Why do we have to look at our differences?
Beautiful.
Why don't we look at what we have in common?
Beautiful, beautiful.
You know, the Catholic Church celebrates a week of unity, the Chair of Unity octave. Now, I always try to say that we really are one. We all want the same things. We want the stop of violence. We want brothers and sisters to embrace one another in love. That's what we have to be about. And we can't compete with one another. That competition word
That's right, Father.
has,
That's right, Father.
has
Right,
entered
that's
into
right.
everything
That's
we
right.
do, including religion.
Right, that's right. That's
Church against church.
right.
You know, if I go over to that church, maybe I can convert them to my way.
Right, that's right.
And you know, we really don't have to do that.
That's
You know what
right.
I'm
That's
saying?
beautiful.
You
Beautiful.
really don't have to do that.
That's beautiful.
You have to come together as one.
Right. That's beautiful.
And that's one of the things I really love about the peacekeepers.
Amen.
You name the faith, they're there. You know? And
Beautiful.
we're working together.
Beautiful.
And that's what we got to do.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
I was delighted to see coming into the box this evening about, you know, down with abortion. You know, the Catholics aren't the only ones who say that. You know, Protestants say it, Jews say it. So we do it together.
That's right.
We do it together, not separate.
That's right.
So, my brothers and sisters, tonight is a call to unity. Perhaps if your particular congregation hasn't joined our fellowship, perhaps you could drop a good word and say, hey, maybe we could take part in this street ministry. You know, we have a great number of people who come out, but we really can only do one neighborhood every Saturday.
Right, right.
If we could quadruple our numbers, we could do 4 neighborhoods a Saturday. And we could sow that message of peace that only God can give, no matter what you call God. Allah, Yahweh, Adonai, Jesus. They all preach peace. And who are we not to sow the peace? And I look forward. I remember one experience I had when I spoke to a gentleman up on 5th Street and, what was it, Fifth Street and Harrison, over in our neck of the woods. And I was just telling them, we gotta sow the peace. And there's little children running around, and his words I'll never forget. My peace is made of steel. And that's the attitude that so many people have. I'll get my gun and I'll be safe. You know, who's going to make you safe? God's going to make you safe. God's going to make you safe. If you serve Him, you'll be fine. There's no question about that. If the proof of history is there. I always say that the Roman Empire persecuted the church. In 300 years, what was the religion of the Roman Empire?
Good point.
Catholic
Good point.
faith.
Good point, Father.
As one author said, the church was watered by the blood of the martyrs.
Good.
So my brothers and sisters, let us be one. Maybe not in exactly the darkness we believe, but let us be one in the street. Let us be brothers and sisters to one another. Let us continue these interfaith services in the various churches, because I really believe that this could be the battery source of our energy to go out and win the streets again.
Beautiful.
But not only win the streets, but to truly become brothers and sisters ourselves. You know, we don't want to say, well, the Muslims help us, or the Catholics help us, or the Protestants help us. We go out and do the work.
Beautiful.
My brothers and sisters, may God bless you.